One little additional thing I wanted to share, I've kind of already learned a lot of things from this experience with my mother being in the hospital that I can share someday about self-care and all the things that come with it as the family member, the loved one, the care provider, the person who's kind of watching the person. So you're not the main person going through the big ordeal, but even the one on the sidelines. There's a lot I've already come to realize. But just wanted to share something. If you guys ever find yourself needing to hurry off to the hospital that's not super local, when my mom first went to our local hospital, it's 5 minutes away. At any point I could have left and gone home to get things, but when she was transferred to the much larger hospital that's closer to an hour away, when I went to visit her, I didn't think I'd be there overnight. So I always bring some things with me, but I happen to carry a purse that's my backpack. I put my purse in my backpack, and so I do tend to have more than the average bear, but I didn't have all that I needed. I figured at a hospital with all the medicines in the world, this wouldn't have been such an issue, but the medicine that I take every day, I had no access to. And I couldn't believe that they literally said, you're on your own. I don't know why there's not like a pharmacy delivery service or some kind of protocol that if you need just one dose, and it's not a controlled substance like something heavy duty, and my very own doctor is in their healthcare network, so they could easily pull up the record. And I figured, just having 1 or 2 doses of it didn't seem like such a big deal. Apparently it was. So if I could offer some wisdom, it would be to perhaps always have a couple of doses of your medicine just always in your purse, but especially if you're going to visit someone at the hospital or anything where you might unexpectedly have to stay longer than you planned, or if you're driving kind of far where you might have a broken down car and have to stay over. I'm realizing more and more it's a good idea to keep that kind of thing with you. Another point is I tend not to keep cash. I don't like to have it on me, and in this world we rarely need it, especially between things like Venmo and PayPal. There's often a way to pay somebody. I don't even use ATMs, and I don't think our credit cards are set up for that. I didn't even realize credit cards could go into an ATM, but apparently so. Another side note of that, I was told when trying to acquire, so the main point is, especially at a hospital situation, you may want to have some cash with you, because although thankfully the cafeteria takes credit card, and thankfully, therefore your food needs are taken care of, and at this one they even have a 24/7 separate kiosk where you can get something. The parking garage to get the weekly parking pass at that time on the weekend only took cash. So I was starting to fret a little bit and tried using the ATM because they said it could take credit card, but I guess your credit card has to be set up for that. Thankfully, I was told to also call the credit card and see if they could provide a PIN or something. And thankfully he alerted me that if you try an incorrect PIN 3 times, thinking, oh, maybe I did set it up. Oh, maybe it's like a number that would be meaningful to me, my cat's birthday or something. If you try an incorrect number 3 times, the machine may eat your card thinking you're a fraudulent user. I'm glad I found that out before I had to learn, because at least the credit card was enabling me to access most things I needed. Had I been without that, that would have been a big problem. So carrying cash is something I now realize I always try to hide away somewhere for super emergencies, like if you totally lost your wallet and you needed gas to get home. But little did I know, at hospitals, it was a more needed element than expected. And I think from now on I'm also going to have what I will call a go bag. On the show Criminal Minds, they are FBI investigators that have to go off at a moment's notice, so they have their go bag, which I'm going to assume has whatever tools they need for their job, but also their personal bag, toiletries, clothing, etc. So it's one thing to have a whole overnight bag always packed, but even the absolute essentials, which again would be the medicine. Also, I can't tell you how nice it was to finally brush my teeth when I got home and take a shower, but even just the teeth, fuzzy teeth. And it took me surprisingly long to remember that even if you just take a paper towel and just rub them, you only, that may be 80% for the teeth that you do reach, but 80-20 rule, if you've heard of it, it helped. It was better than nothing, but now it's going to remind me. I used to carry a toothbrush and toothpaste with me. Now I'm going to put that back in my everyday bag, and probably mouthwash too. And I've never been so grateful for an Altoid when I finally found that in my bag. Normally I keep essential oils like peppermint with me and a spearmint, but I had run out. I had not remembered to refill yet. So that's one thing to keep in mind. And if you're someone who wears contacts, keeping your contact case, some solution, and maybe your glasses would be very helpful to have. Especially if you have like an old pair of glasses that you don't really wear anymore, but they're better than nothing. That's a good thing to keep with you. Even if you have a problem with your contact and have to take them out without even a case, having some way of seeing is very helpful, especially when you need to drive home. So these are things that I've learned. Hopefully this can help you perhaps if this ever comes up in your life, either personally or professionally. But I will be learning more as I go, and hopefully in the future sharing some things that I learned to take care of the emotional self and the physical self when dealing with highly unexpected emergency situations like this. So, lots of love to you. Thank you for participating, and hope you have a great day.